Good morning. Okay, good morning, everyone. I hope. Okay. Um, as we invite the rest to join, today we shall be looking at online collaboration. Let's invite the rest to join, then we get started.
Is discharged the address. See, if they do have a pen, but yours is clear.
Hello, members, what's going on here?
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Morning lecturer. Give the lecture.
Morning, sir.
Yes, please. Please, for those of you, I'd request that we turn off our microphones. On your screen, you should be able to see a microphone icon.
We are seeing you.
Yeah, please, those who are, if you want to say something, maybe let me just take you through the interface of the app such that we're on the same page. So if you look very keenly on your phone, if you're using a phone, there is this icon here where you see my mouse. Let me take a screenshot such that. Okay, let me. Let me share this quickly such that we follow the right guidelines. Okay, let me join the members who are waiting to be joined. Let me add them. Okay, so now for today we are using Google Meet. For today we are using Google Meet, and our focus for today's class, our focus is going to be on video conferencing software. I hope you can all hear me. Okay, Mr. Alexis, I see your hand up. You're free to give your submission. Alexis, I don't know if it was accidental or... But here we are looking at video conferencing softwares. These are softwares we can use for online meetings. These are softwares we can use for e-learning, webinars, online collaboration. You can anything in any situation where you want to meet with a number of people without physically meeting them, then you can use a video conferencing software. Okay, I hope we are together. Now, I believe many of us have opened up the interface, but here are just a few things I want us to here are just a few things I would want us to take into account as we use this interface. On our phones, if most of us are using phones, we should be able to identify some of these things, which I'm going to note out. These usually are present on each and every video conferencing software. Do you see this icon that looks like a microphone? Okay, this is our microphone. This here is our camera. Are we seeing those on our end? Okay, now it's very important that when we are in a meeting, we are sure of the status of our microphone and the camera. If I'm not the main presenter, in most cases, it's very ethical that I turn off my microphone, this right here. So if you notice it's on, just turn it off. When you tap on it and you turn it off by just clicking on it or tapping on it, it will turn to red. The same with the camera. Are we together? If you want to give a submission, that's when you can turn on your microphone. Okay? Now, whenever you want to give a submission in an online meeting, there is this icon here where you raise your hand. It shows a palm risen up. Do you see that? So in case I'm in an online meeting and I want to give a submission, I can raise my hand there. Okay? If I want to leave the call, this is the icon I can use to leave a call. If I want to get information about the meeting, this is the icon that gives me information of the meeting, like the links I can share for other people to join. If I want to know the number of people in the meeting, this is the icon here. Right now we are 53. I would want us to urge the rest to join. Let me try and see if there are those that are in the waiting room.
We are enjoying the meeting.
Okay. Then there's a tool I want us to use very much. On our screens, do we see this icon that looks like a message? This right here. Do you see that icon? I can always, we call this the chat. I can always give my submissions via the chat. I see some of you are already using it. Yes, I see Tumushava Pofia has used it, Samuel Wachinga. So you can feel free to type a question there. You can feel free to give a submission there. We are taking a case of Google Meet, right? We are taking a case of Google Meet. Now, if people want to join in Google Meet is a little different, that I have to let people in. I have to let people join. I have to give permission to people to join. And usually when people ask to join, there is this the notification will show here that multiple people. Actually, let me take a screenshot of this. Okay, whenever people ask to join, I should see this. Okay. And if I want to see who wants to join, I can click on view and I'm able to see each and everyone who wants to join. For example, I see Jamawa, I can admit Jamawa, I can admit Pauline, I can admit Kabito, I can admit Abo, I can admit Joy, I can admit Bex, Joy. So that's how we let people into the meeting. Are we together? Now, I can have full control of my meeting. If I notice there are people who don't want to mute their microphone, I can mute them from here. You should be able to see the mute all option. Once I tap on mute all, each and everyone will be muted on my command. If I want to mute an individual person, I can move to their icon and mute them. Okay, more people want to join, so I admit them. If I want to share my screen, this is the icon I use to share my screen. If I click on this, if I click on that icon, I can share my screen. Okay, I can share my screen. I hope we have seen how we admit people. I hope we have seen how we turn off the microphone. If I want my camera on, I can turn it on from here. Okay. If I want to present or share my screen, this is the option I use. Okay. At the moment I'm sharing, that's why it's saying stop sharing. But if I wasn't, let me stop sharing for a moment and I show you the options I'll have. So I'm going to show you the options I can have if I wanted to share. Okay. So if I wanted to share a screen, these are the options I could have. In other words, if I want to present to an online, let me share this shortly. So if I tap on share screen, we are saying to share our screen, we are using this option here. We are to share the screen, we are using this option here. Sorry, I'm admitting people to join. Once I tap on this option, there are three things I can share if I'm using a computer. Okay, those who have just joined, please let's mute. Okay, let me just mute everyone. So if I want to share my screen on the computer, now you should also see this. You should also see this on your phone. I can share a tab. I can share whole window, or I can even share an entire screen. So it depends on what I want to share. Okay, I hope you're okay with the interface. If I want to have subtitles, now this application is intelligent that it can write subtitles as I talk. This is the option for subtitles. If I tap on this, you notice it's generating subtitles right now. If I'm speaking the right English, subtitles will be generated for me. For today, we are using Google Meet. We want to learn how Google Meet works. Then on our next meeting, we will use Zoom. This is an answer to Mr. Richard Okumwe. Are you there, Richard? Richard, today we are using Google Meet because we want to understand how Google Meet works. Then in our next meeting, we'll work with Zoom such that we are able to get the differences between the two. Meanwhile, we were seeing how some subtitles are generated. So there are people could have cases with their speakers and they can't hear. They can always follow. They can always follow along with the subtitles. I hope we are together.
Yes, we are.
Okay, you can always feel free to use the chat area. You can use the chat area and you can give your submission. I'll be seeing what you're saying in the chat. For now, I'll put up the subtitles. Okay. Members, we have just talked about muting. Please, let's follow the guidelines. Madam Kasozi Aisha, please mute. Joyce Joan, please mute. Kasozi Aisha, we are waiting for you to mute. You should be able to see a microphone, a microphone icon on your screen. Just tap on it, turn it off. Oh, perfect, perfect. Okay. Are there any questions so far? So these are the things we should be able to do. These are the things we should be able to do. As long as you're in the Rachel mute, Rachel you mute, Rachel you mute, Rachel Nabulia. I want you to mute yourself such that we do this practically. Okay, that's good. Okay, now this.
When you die, you will transfer. Now what?
So far, this is what we have looked at. We have looked at we have seen that you should have full control of your microphone. You should have full control of your camera. You should be able to raise your hand. You should be able to share in the chat. You should be able to share your screen or present. You should be able to generate subtitles. Okay. Now let's get to how we we create a Google meeting. I was just taking you through the interfaces. I want us to go through how we get into this. We are saying we are looking at video conferencing softwares. These are softwares that enable people in different locations meet up online, share ideas, communicate with each other via voice, via video, etc. Right? Are we together?
Yes, we are together.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are saying these are video conferencing softwares. We are saying these are video conferencing softwares. And we are saying at times we can call these video conferencing softwares or communication softwares. And here are some examples. Zoom, have you heard of Zoom? You have a link already to install it.
Yes.
Google Meet, which we are using
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Microsoft Teams. I believe you've heard of Skype. There are these others, Cisco WebEx, BlueJeans, Jitsi, etc. But the first two are the most common ones. Kasozi Aisha, please mute. Kasozi Aisha, please mute. Paracoach Ronald, mute. I want you to be able to mute yourself without me muting you. Okay. Okay. So we are saying the most common ones are Zoom and Google Meet. Though Microsoft Teams is also another kind of online collaboration software, only that it's not a little free like these other two. It has to be licensed, just like other Microsoft. It has to be licensed, just like other Microsoft applications. Okay. Now let's go through how we can create. How can we create a simple step-by-step meeting in Google Meet using your phone? Now you may not be able to do this now because you're already in the Google meeting, right? But I'll share this guideline and you try and follow. And at least before the class ends, one of us should create a meeting and we join. Someone who has never created. Are we together? So how do I get started with Google Meet? First and foremost, I have to install it. I gave you the link for this. We can install it via Google Meet or the Play Store. We can install it via the Play Store or the App Store. Now the links I gave you were mainly for the Android, the Play Store. Okay, but if you have iPhone, you can still look it up and install it. Yes, I can see Kael's submission. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm trying to mute everyone, but I also want us to learn how we can unmute ourselves. Gloria Tendo, you're saying you're not seeing your screen. The issue could be you should see on your screen an option that Maybe you had gone to the chat. When you go to the chat at times, it takes up the screen and you can't see the meeting. But there should be an option that reads back to meeting, something like that. You should look for that. It will take you back to the meeting. This is to Gloria. Gloria, you had asked here. Okay, so we are saying, how do we get Google Meeting into our phones? Okay, first and foremost, install it. Install it. It will be via the Play Store or the Apple Store. For Microsoft, let me see if for the computer, we usually have it via the web, via your web browser. But let me see if they have, nowadays they've put it up in the App Store. Let me just check real quick. In the Microsoft Store. Yeah, so in the Microsoft Store, it's not there yet. That means if I'm to use Google Meet on my computer, I'll have to use it via the browser. We talked about the browser. I hope you remember that. And I'm going to walk you through how we create a Google Meeting on a browser. Right? I'm going to walk you through that. For now, we are looking at how we create this on the phone. Okay? So, we are saying on the phone, install the app. After installing it, open the Google Meet app. Now, this is how the icon of Google Meet will look like. If I've installed, I should be able to see this on my computer, on my phone, sorry. I should be able to see this on my phone, this icon. Once I see this icon anywhere on my phone, it means I've installed the Google Meet. Now, there's no way I can use Google Meet without signing into my Google account. The Google account is also what we can call the Gmail account. Okay, so the first thing it will ask you, if you haven't logged into your Gmail account, you log into it. As soon as you open the interface, the interface for Google Meet, these are some of the options you see. Just like, I hope in Google Docs we saw that to create a document, we use the plus. Now, this plus is also there in Google Meet. You'll find that plus or that symbol in each and every Google app, the mobile kind. We usually use that to create a meeting. You can use that to create a new document. You can use that to create a spreadsheet. You can use that to create a Google slide. So to create a new meeting in my phone, if I'm not logged into any meeting, I should see that plus. At the moment, you can't see that because you're already in the meeting. I hope we are together. Are we together? So at the moment, you can't be able to see that because you are in the meeting. But at the end of the class, we'll try and create a meeting. Once you tap on that option, you should see these options. Once you tap on the plus, you should see these options. Create a meeting for later. Create a meeting for later. That would mean I'm creating a meeting, but it will be, let's say I'm creating it now, but I want people to join it tomorrow. I want people to be part of it tomorrow. The next option would be to start an instant meeting. An instant meeting starts immediately. As long as I tap on it, the meeting will start immediately and I share the link. Then I can schedule a meeting on Google Calendar. Let's say I want the meeting to be in next week. I can schedule that meeting on the calendar. After creating my meeting, there will always be options to share the meeting via a link. Okay, I can share my link on WhatsApp, just like how I've shared today. I can share it via SMS or email. So that's the option 4. Those are the 3 options: creating a meeting for later, starting a meeting instantly, or scheduling it on Google Calendar. Let's look at the other method. I can create my meeting via the Google Calendar. Now, this is an app most of us have by default on our phones. The Google Calendar. I talked about it in one of our, I think on Friday. This is how the Google Calendar looks like when most of us have it by default on our phone. Now I can create the meeting via the calendar, this icon right here. How do I do that? I open up the Google Calendar app. I tap on create. Okay. This plus icon should always be there. We have talked about this. This is what we use to create anything new in Google Apps. If I want to create anything new in Google Apps, I would use that. Okay. So if I'm creating my meeting via Google Calendar, I open up Google Calendar, I go to event, I tap create event. Then the event I'm creating is a meeting. I give it a title, I give it a date, and I give it a time. Then I go ahead and add it to Google Meet video conferencing and I save it. Then I can share it with participants. We are going to try all these. Now, what do I need to create a Google meeting? Of course, you need the internet. You need a Google account. You need the Meet app installed. And if you're to use the calendar, you need the Google Calendar. Okay, I hope we are together up to that level. Google Meet is very simple to work with. As long as I share the link, what people need to do is just to tap on the link, just what most of you have done. Then I let you in and we are good to go. Are we together? Feel free to share your submissions in the WhatsApp group or in the chat here. I'm able to access both at the same time. If you have a question, drop it there. You can drop it in WhatsApp. You can drop the question in the Google Meet chat. I'm able to see both. Okay. Okay, now let's see how we do this practically on the computer. We have said to do this on the computer, to create a Google meeting on the computer, first I need to have signed in into my account, my Google account. You notice at the moment I'm not signed in, right? So I'll go ahead and tap on sign in and I sign in. Let me put my email here. This session is being recorded, so I believe whenever you have time, you try and follow the guidelines. So this is my email. On your end, you'll put your Gmail. I go ahead and drop in my password. Let me drop in my password. So to access any of these Google apps, you should be it on phone or your computer. You should be signed in. Are we together? So I've signed in. How do I know I've signed in? I'm able to see this right here. Okay, this is my profile. Okay, I'm able to see this right here. This would show me that my account is logged in. If I want to go to my Gmail, I can do that via this. The search engine is right here. If I want to work with Google Images, I can use that. To access my Google Apps, we looked at this on was it Friday? Yes. I can tap on this to access my Google Apps. At least most of us have worked with the Gmail app, right? Google Drive, we have worked with it maybe unknowingly. Google Docs, we worked with this on Friday. Google Sheets, we are yet to work with that. Google Slides, we are yet to work with that. The calendar, not yet. Google Chat, we said this is more like WhatsApp, but for Google. You can chat via your Google Chat. Our focus is on Google Meet. So I open up Google Meet. I open up Google Meet. I hope you're all seeing my screen. Now, once I open up Google Meet, this is how my screen will look like. The first option I get here reads new meeting, right? New meeting. Let me tap on that and I see what I get. You notice once I tap new meeting, let me zoom in. So once I open up Google Meet, there's an option to create a new meeting. And once I tap on new meeting, now these are the options we have been talking about. You see them both on your computer and on your phone. There's an option to create a meeting for later, right? There's an option to create an instant meeting, and there's an option to schedule a meeting via the calendar. Okay, so let's start with the first option, creating a meeting for later. I'm creating a meeting, and let's say I would want people to participate in it in hours to come or tomorrow. Then I can use this option. So I tap create meeting for later, and here we go. Once I tap on that, this is the information I get. Here is your info. Here is your joining info. Sending this to people, send this to people you want to meet with. Be sure to save it so you can use it later too. So all I do, at least we should know now that this, whenever I see this icon here, let me zoom in. This here usually means copy. So I can copy this and I share it to whoever I want to be part of the meeting. Okay, for example, if I have WhatsApp, I just copy this, then I drop it anywhere. Now the other option here is share full details. If I tap on that, if I tap on that, still it gives me an option to copy, and I can share this maybe in WhatsApp or anywhere. Now, if you're using your phone, once you tap on the option to share link, it will bring you the apps you can share to, for example, WhatsApp, Gmail, etc. Are we together? Now, we are still on the new meeting. The next option after create meeting for later is start an instant meeting. Just from the statement, it means once I tap on that, the meeting will be created instantly. Let me tap on that option, we see what I'm talking about. This is what has happened. Now, once I open up start instant meeting, these are some of the things I should note. You notice before I join the meeting, they're telling me I have to, there's a notification if I'm to use the microphone and camera. Okay, if I want to use them, I can tap on this arrow. If I don't want to use the microphone, I turn it off. Okay, and my meeting will open up. This is a meeting I've created. I hope we are together. I can turn off my mic here. I can turn on my camera here if I really need it. Okay. So I can turn on and off the camera. I can share my screen. I can share my screen. This is what I was talking about sharing the screen, especially if you're using a computer. The same applies to a phone. I can share a tab. For example, I can share some of these tabs I'm working with. I can share a window. Okay. I can share a window. I can choose to share a window, or I can share an entire screen. Okay. On my computer, my system has 3 screens. That's why you're seeing 3 screens. Are we together? So I can choose a screen to share. Maybe this. Maybe this. If I share a screen, everything I'm doing on the screen will be seen on my screen. Okay. Let's say I choose this and I say share. My screen will be shared. That is on the computer. Right? My screen will be shared. If I want to stop presenting, I can stop that. If I want to send a reaction, okay, I can tap that, and there are numbers, a number of reactions I can have. Okay, I've been seeing some of you already sharing your reactions. If I want subtitles, I can generate subtitles automatically here, and I can choose a language in which I want them. Okay, I can raise a hand in case it's a class and I have a submission. That's how I raise a hand. If I want more options for my meeting, I can have them here. These 3 dots. Okay. For example, oh, someone says their interface has disappeared suddenly. Please, you can let me reshare the link for the members let me reshare the link. Let me reshare the link. For those who are lost, let me reshare the link. Have you been able to recover your interface? Someone in the group has said they have lost their interface. Please give us a feedback if you have recovered your interface. If not, I'm resharing the meeting info in the group. Okay. If I want to see the people in the meeting, I can tap here. Now on my side, it's only me. Remember, I've created a second meeting to demonstrate, right? Then I can chat. We can chat. We can share. There are more tools we can have here for our meeting. Okay. Emmanuel Okare, I see your hand up. I see your hand up. You can give your submission, please. You can give your submission, please. Okay. So that's how we created an instant meeting. That's how we created an instant meeting. Let's see how we create a meeting for on the calendar. You notice the third option reads schedule in Google Calendar. Let's try and schedule that. Once you tap on that, this is how we set a meeting via the calendar. Meanwhile, I hope you're hearing me well. You're getting me well. So if I'm to use the calendar, okay, let me redo this. So create a meeting. Let's say I want to schedule it next week. Okay, we'll go to new, schedule in Google Calendar. We'll give our meeting a name. We'll give our meeting a name. Let's say we'll give our meeting a name. Let's say fans class meeting. Let's class fundamentals of computer. Fundamentals of computer class meeting. Okay. You notice under here I have the dates. Let's say I want this for tomorrow. For tomorrow, I'll choose the date 13th. I choose the time. Let's say I want it to be from 9. Let's say 8:30. Okay, let's say 10 around 11. Okay, so we want we want it on the same day. So January 13th, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. the same time. We can choose a time zone. You notice there are different time zones. If our time zone, if you're going to focus on East Africa as a time zone, we can use that. If we want to use a different time zone, you can select right there. I can add a location. We can just say most of the people here are in Uganda, so I'll take that as my. Then I can have a notification. I set when people should be notified. The people I'm going to share the invitation to. I'd want them maybe to be notified 10 minutes before the meeting. I'd say I want them to be notified, let's say 30 minutes, such that in case they had forgotten, they can get a reminder. Okay. And I can add a description here. Kindly don't miss the class meeting tomorrow. And once I'm done with that, all I hit is save. You notice the meeting has been added to my calendar. Lawrence, among you can there should be an option. What I believe by the time you're able to send that chat, a message in the chat, it means your Google app is still active. So try to look for an option. At times it's an arrow taking you back. At times there's something like back to meeting, something like that. So okay. Msange, your hand is up. Mushange and Emmanuel Okara, please, you're free to give your submissions if you have a submission. Now, this is what you have looked at so far in summary. We have seen that you can create No, everyone is. Oh, sorry. Admute. Yes. Yes, Tom Shange, you have a question. I've unmuted.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes.
Let's say you've done that and you find you have an error in your maybe the title and whatnot. Is it possible to edit after even sending the link to people?
Okay. Now
Like
you
you
can.
want to change something, it's a time or whatever.
Okay. Now you notice my meeting. Thank you for the question. You notice once I set my meeting on the calendar, it will show on my calendar. I can always. Okay. Let's assume I left this page. I created and left the page. How do I go back to edit this meeting? Right? I created the meeting. I want to see how I go back to edit that meeting. Let's start there. Now, remember the meeting is on the calendar. So I'll go to my Google Apps here and I locate my calendar, which is right here. Okay. Once I get to my calendar, you notice as soon as I open the calendar, once I open up my calendar, the meeting I set is right here. The meeting I set is right here. So if I click on this calendar, the one who asked the question, I hope you're following. Okay, I'm going to unmute again. In case you want to say something, you raise your hand and I'll let you talk. Mshange, you asked this. If I tap on my meeting, you notice all the information about my meeting shows up here.
Talking but network.
To edit my meeting, I can delete my meeting. I can email my meeting to someone, then I can edit. Madam Tom Shang, I hope you see the option to edit. This pen here. I tap here and I can change the details of my meeting. Okay. Yes, now there was a mistake here. Fundamentals. I edit that, then I save. And I've made changes to my meeting. I hope we are together. Okay, so you can make changes to your meeting. So this is what we have looked at. This is how we have looked at creating a Google meeting. We can create an instant meeting. We can create a meeting for later. Then we can also schedule a meeting for later. Are we together? I want us to move to Zoom. You have seen how we do this in Google Meet. I want us to see how we do this in Zoom. Now, I believe you installed Zoom already. Because I shared the links as well. Now, as long as I've installed Zoom on my phone, I should be able to see this icon. I should be able to see this icon somewhere on my phone. Okay. And once I see that icon on my phone, that means I'm done with the first step. I've installed Zoom on my phone. If I'm on the computer, I told you on the computer, one of the safe ways to install apps is to use the Microsoft Store, which is here. I can open up the store, and in the store, I'm going to search for Zoom. Let's see if we have it. Now, we said for Google Meet, we can't have it installed on the computer. We don't have a desktop version. On the desktop, the version we use is via the web. But for Zoom, we can install it. I hope you can see it right here. Since I don't have it installed on my PC, let me go ahead and install it. I tap on install, and there you go. I hope you can see it's installing. Okay, it's going to install. Now, if you have your computer, this is how you can install Zoom. Though, as it installs, let's just talk about a few things here. Zoom on a PC or on a personal computer, it can be installed as an app, or it can be accessed via the browser. So there are two options. I can install it on my PC, or I can access it via the browser. For now, I'm installing it, and it's actually finishing up. It's moving real quick. Okay, let it finish up and we see how we use it. Okay, so there you go. It's done installing. It's saying installation almost done. Okay, it's installing. Now, that's the version that installs on the computer. If I want to use it via the browser, this is how I would. All I do is go to Google and type there Zoom. And once I hit up Zoom, you notice once I search for Zoom, I have to make sure I'm under this option, all Google results. Once I open it up, there are a number of options. Join meeting, download Zoom app, etc. But we are going to just tap on the main website. Zoom, one platform to connect. I open that up. And you notice once I've opened it up, there's okay, the site is still loading up. Okay, now one of the differences between Zoom and Google Meet is that Zoom has a few limitations, and these are the limitations right here. Whereas Google Meet is totally free, Zoom is only free for 45 minutes. So that means after every 45 minutes, I should recreate my meeting. After every 45 minutes, I should recreate my meeting. Yes, for Google Meet, it doesn't have the 45-minute limit. So that could be one of the differences. Okay, but if I want to create a meeting on Zoom, I just go to Meet. Then under Meet, I'm on the Zoom website, assuming I'm using the website and I don't have the app installed. Okay, go to the Zoom website, tap on Meet, then tap on Host a Meeting. If I'm the one going to create the meeting, I'll use Host a Meeting. If I'm just going to join the meeting, Then I'll tap on the option that reads join a meeting. Now if I choose that option, I'll have to plug in my email here. I'll have to plug in okay, let me drop my email in here. Okay, there's that option to drop your email or phone number, but again, if you're very keen, down here we have another option, sign in with your email, or if you have any of these accounts, if you have a Google account, Microsoft, you can use these. Since I have a Google account already, I'll tap on Google, and it brings a prompt for me where I have to choose the account I want. This is the account I want to use. Depending on how fast my internet is. Apophia, your hand is up, or again, Apophias? Okay, let me check the message area here. Okay, I think this was back then. Okay, so okay, so once once I submit my email, this is the window I get. Once you install Zoom Workplace, click join from Zoom Workplace app. That's when I've installed the Zoom. Now if I don't have Zoom installed, I can download it from here as well. Remember, initially we are downloading it we installed it via the Workplace, but I can also install it from the Zoom website. Now if I don't want to install it, then I can join Zoom via my browser. This option here, join from your browser. And once I tap that, it will open up my browser. It will open up my browser, and let's see what we get. Now for most of these meeting apps, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, in most cases, to have a smooth meeting, you need good internet. If your internet has issues, you may not be successful with having a smooth meeting. Okay, so this is how the Zoom meeting will look via the browser. It's loading up. It's loading up. Let's give it some time as it loads up. Oh, Florence, your phone is shutting down. Sorry about that. Maybe you can share with a friend. You can go through with a friend. Okay, so the Zoom meeting is opening up. The Zoom meeting is opening up. Let's see how the interface looks like. Let's see how the interface looks like. I pray that the internet during our elections, I pray that the internet won't be shut down, such that we will have some of these meetings more to reduce on our coverage. And when we meet again, on the other week, we shall be moving a little faster. Okay. Meanwhile, Miriam Nachigude, your arm is up. You can drop your submission. Miriam Nachigude, the mics are on. You can. Miriam.
Yes, hello.
Yes,
Hello.
your arm is up, please. We can hear
Yes.
you.
Am I clear?
Very clear.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So my submission is, or my question is, we have seen how to open and then what you've taught. But my concern is, if you're using, let me say, as a PC or a phone, as a host to host a meeting on Zoom, how do you do the display as you're doing it?
Actually, we are getting there. If you notice my screen, the Zoom is still loading up. It hasn't fully loaded up. Yeah. So I'm waiting for it to fully open up, then I demonstrate that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, please. Luvale, yes, Mr. Luvale, your arm is up. You can have your submission. Mr. Luvale Bernard. Yes, Bernard.
Then you turn on your mic.
Luvale, was it accidental that your hand is up? Okay, Baviria Rebecca, I think let me unmute you all. Okay, now we had moved on to Zoom. We are saying for Zoom you can create the meeting two ways. You can create it via Okay, I'm going to mute.
Hello? Can you get me?
Yes, please, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, my problem is
Yes, Bernard, you have gone off again. Now, Mr. Bernard, if you have a problem with connection, you can just drop in the message area your submission. You can drop it here or even on the WhatsApp. Bernard, are we together? Bernard, you can drop your submission in the WhatsApp because I think there's a problem with your connection, or in the chat area. I'm able to follow up both. Is that okay? Now we move back to Zoom. Now, assuming I've installed Zoom, I think let's use the option where I have Zoom installed on my phone or computer. We said if I want to look up any app on my computer, I can always look it up. I can always look it up by going to the Windows or the Start menu. I search for it, so I've gone there. Zoom is already installed. I click on it. It's going to open up. Let's give it time. It's going to open up. So this is my Zoom. It's opening up as an installed app on my computer. You should note that. Where has it gone? Let me reopen up Zoom. So I've installed Zoom on my PC. Oh, Mr. Lubale, do you mind? I get your submission. Can you share a screenshot of what you have on your phone? Can you drop it in the group such that we see how to help you? Meanwhile, those following with Zoom, this is where we are. I'm assuming I've installed Zoom on my computer. Let's wait for Mr. Lubale to share his screen such that we move together. Mr. Lubale, we are waiting for you to share a screenshot of your screen such that we see how we can move together. Okay. Okay, now let me share Mr. Lubale's screen such that we are able to help him together. So Mr. Lubale, this is what you have. Oh, Mr. Lubale, you seem to be in the meeting, but this area where you see presentation is where you should be seeing what I'm presenting. But the issue is, I think your network isn't so good. That's why you're not able to see the display. But I'm recording this whole session. I'm recording this, and at least I'll ensure I share the recordings you have had since Thursday. Since was it Wednesday? I'll ensure I share those recordings today. So the issue is your connection, Luvali. Or you could exit the meeting and join again. Like you exit and join again. There may be a change. Is that okay? Perfect. So we are in Zoom meetings now. Zoom meetings. Zoom meetings. We are saying we saw how we install Zoom, right? Ronald, you have your arm up. You're free to give us your submission. Ronald Sechide.
Good morning, lecturer.
Good morning, please.
Hello.
I can hear you, Ronald.
There is some of our friends. Yes, I'm hearing you also. There are some of our friends who have not joined, but you said that I can help them to join. How to help them to join?
Now, the best way to help them to join is to share them the link. As soon as they tap on the link, I'll see their requests here and I admit them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The link is in the group. The link is in the group. Okay, thank you. Can we get to Zoom now? Can we all focus back here? So, I've installed Zoom. I've shown you how we... Mr. Lutaya says Zoom... Oh, network is disturbing Mr. Luvali. Yeah, it must be. But let Mr. Luvali try to exit and rejoin. Okay, we are done with Google Meet. Now we are into Zoom. We have seen how we have installed Zoom. We have installed Zoom via the Microsoft Store. Someone on Friday asked me, I don't remember who it was, but you asked, how do I install apps? How do I install apps on a computer? And I promised to answer that today. I think let me answer that. To install apps on the computer, usually make use of the Microsoft Store. The way we have Google Play, the way we have App Store, Google Play for Android, the way we have App Store for iPhone. For computers, we have the Microsoft Store. I hope you're seeing this icon here, Microsoft Store. Let me try and search for it here, such that you see it. Microsoft Store. This is the store for Windows apps. If I tap on that, I can look up any app of my choice. If you've been following, we have used this Microsoft Store to install Zoom. I can use it to install another app such as Firefox. If I don't have Firefox on my computer, I can look up Firefox. Members, let's mute. Okay, it seems I'm going to mute you myself. Okay. So, how Miriam, you've been answered. Yeah, it's Miriam is on who asked. How Miriam, you've been answered on how we install apps. So I just search for the app. If it's Firefox, I tap on it. Then I tap on get and it will be installed. Miriam, I'm demonstrating how we get apps on our Windows computers. On our, we use the Microsoft Store. Go to your start, search for the store, and search any app you want. It's the same store I've used to install Zoom. If you've been following, you've seen that I've installed Zoom on my computer. If I want to install WhatsApp on my computer, I just search for WhatsApp here. I search for WhatsApp and I can install it on my computer. If I want any app I would want, as long as I can even go to the category of apps and I see the apps available. Okay, there are so many apps. All I have to do is search for the app and install it. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this was mainly Miriam who asked this. I was trying to answer her. Yes, Miriam, your hand is up. You can talk.
Yes, teacher, for the answer.
Yes.
But lastly, about downloading those apps, I personally have a PC, but I know how to use the Excel, the Access, and then the other programs. But when it comes to installing, I do not have any app. Why? What do I need? Like when I have a phone, I need data. What do I use with a computer? Install that.
Oh.
Install all those apps.
Now, okay, thank you. You're saying for your phone.
Yes,
you need data. Internet. Yes, of course. For your computer, there's no way you cannot download and install an app without the internet. If you're using the store, you can connect.
With the computer, how do I access internet? I seriously don't know.
Now, this is it.
And I think it is too many people.
I think we also talked about that. Unless we said we can connect a computer to internet in two ways: wired and wireless. I think you've seen some of these internet cables run into computers. If I'm to connect via wireless, I'll tap. We looked at this notification. The notification area. These icons at the end on the taskbar. These are some of the things we started with. So if I go to my notification and device status icons down here, if I tap there, I'm able to see the option to connect to Bluetooth, the option to connect to Wi-Fi, airplane mode, etc. I demonstrated some of these. If I want to connect to wireless internet, I tap on this arrow, and if there are any wireless connections in the vicinity, they should show right here. If you're very keen and observing from your side, you should see that on my end here I don't have any wireless options, but let me try and create a hotspot. Now, in most cases, if you're in a place where there's no Wi-Fi, you can create a hotspot on your phone. Okay, I'm going to unmute some of you. Okay. So if I create a hotspot on my phone, at least many of us have tried to create that, some of us. And I go back to my wireless connections here. I'm able to see the hotspot I've created here. I connect to it and I'll have internet connectivity. So we can always get internet connectivity onto our computer in two ways. You have said wired and wireless. If it's wired, I need to be in an area where there are cables that run, for example, if you're in the computer lab, if you're in our computer lab, you notice that most of those computers connect via wired. They connect via wires, and those wires are what we call the Ethernet cables. As long as I have an internet connection, be it Wi-Fi or wired, I'm able to download an app. I hope we are together. Okay, let's get back to Zoom. We are seeing how we can create a meeting in Zoom. So we have installed Zoom onto our computer. You've installed Zoom onto. Hey, it's interesting. Some people are attending while traveling. Okay, that's the beauty of technology. So we once you open up. Okay, members, let's mute. Once you open up Zoom, okay, I'm going to. Okay, I was unmuting some of the members. So once you open up Zoom, you've installed it on your computer. These are the options you see. Join a meeting or sign up. But in most cases, it's very important that you first sign in. So we are going to start with signing in. So I'll tap sign in. And when I tap signing in, the first option, just like the way we saw this in the web, is I can sign in by submitting my email or phone, or there's an option down here, sign in with Google, Apple, Facebook, etc. Since we already have a Google account, we are going to choose Google. So I'll tap on Google. And once I tap on Google, I'll get the different emails I have. In this case, is the email I want to use. Yes, and they prompt me, do I want to use this for Zoom? I say yes. As once it's confirmed, I can open Zoom meetings. So in other words, I have to link my Zoom to a particular account. Okay. And since I've done that already, this is my interface. Now you notice after signing in, my interface will change and it will show me on top here that this is my account logged in. Zoom will ask it will ask me to set some privileges. Do you want to allow public and private networks to access this app? Yes, I would want that. So I tap on allow. And there we go. So this is my screen now. I have an option to create a new meeting. I have an option to schedule a meeting. I have an option to join a meeting, and I have an option to share my screen. We are seeing how we create a meeting on Zoom. Okay. So I'll go ahead and tap on new meeting. So I'll tap on new meeting. And once I tap on new meeting, This is the window I get. I hope we are following. Okay. You notice most of these video conferencing apps, they are not so different. They'll have an option to turn on audio, my microphone, and the video. So in most cases, before I join the meeting, it's important I turn this off or I mute. So I mute my audio and I also mute my video. Then I can go ahead and start the meeting. And this is how the Zoom looks like. Okay. And once I've loaded it up, you notice I have my microphone here, I have my video here. The question would be, how do I share the link to other people to join? How do I share that? Now, if I move my cursor to where I see more, I hope we are following. Let me take a screenshot of this. Let me share a screenshot of this. Okay. Let me share a screenshot of this in the group such that we are on the same page. Now, if I've opened up, if you've opened up Zoom and you tap this option for more, this right here, if I tap that, this is what I'll get. If I tap on that, this is what I'll get. Let me share what we'll get. Let me share what we'll get. Now, if I tap that, this is, so we have gone ahead, we have tapped on more, right? Once you tap on more, or once you click on more, these are the options you'll get. Now, Zoom, one of the benefits of Zoom that Google Meet doesn't give us, Zoom can help you record. So I can go ahead and record. I can share notes. I can set a whiteboard where I write direct. Now we move to what we are looking for, the meeting info. This is the info that this is the where I can get the link etc to share the rest of the people I want to join. So once I click on that, okay, we have said we go to more. Then under more, we tap on meeting info. The info gets loaded up. There's an option to view info here. And this is exactly the link I copy. I'm going to copy this link and I share, and we'll try and join via the Zoom meeting in a few minutes. Okay. Someone had asked was it Miriam who asked how I share? I don't know if it was Miriam or someone else. How do I share my screen in Google Meet, in Zoom? How do I share my screen in Zoom? Share your screen in Zoom. There's an option to share. Do you see the share button on my screen? So all I do is tap on share and I can choose what to share. Do I want to share a screen? Do I want to share? You can choose what you want to share. Then you tap on share. You may want to share just notes and they'll be shared. Are we together? Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? I want us to, yes. His nice voice. Are there any questions? Are there any serious questions, members? Now, if you're not seeing the screen, yeah, thank you, Madam Zara. I've muted. Oh, Miriam says she hasn't heard how to share. I'm going to redo that. Then Apio says you're not able to see your screen. How do I? It keeps disappearing. Now it may keep disappearing because of your connection, Madam Apio. Yeah, you can try logging in and out. Mr. Luvale, you have a submission. Mr. Luvale, you're free to talk to us. Let me unmute you. Mr. Luvale, you can. Mr. Luvale wanted to say something. Watching as well, you want to say something. Any of you can. Let's start with Mr. Luvale. If Luvale isn't on, we can have Samuel watching. Samuel, your hand is up and you're free to talk to us.
How do we share?
How do we share the screen?
Yes, sir. How do we share screen on Google Meet?
Now, on Google Meet, we did that already. But it's okay. We can redo it. We can redo it. Though now the meeting is already, the sample meeting is, for now we are seeing how we share on Google, on Zoom. We are on Zoom now. Let's first see how we do this on Zoom, then we can go back to Google Meet. Is that okay? So, for those who didn't see how we share on Google Meet, on Zoom, we are saying once my Zoom is up, these are the icons I see. Audio for my microphone, video for my video, participants. But the other beauty with Zoom is that once people have the link, they just join automatically. I don't have to let them in. For Google Meet, it's different. I have to control who can come in and out. For Zoom, it's just whoever has the link just joins. So I can view my participants here. I can view the chat here. To share my screen, this is the option right here. I just tap on that option. And on top here, I have what I can share. Do I want to share a screen? Do I want to share a document? Can I go to the advanced mode? Okay. Now, in most cases, the easier option is to share your screen. So I can choose share screen and I choose a screen to share. Let's say it's this particular screen. I tap it, then I say share. Those who hadn't gotten it, are we together now? Now, I want us to, someone, was it Henry had asked, how do I share in, meanwhile, that's how Zoom works. If I want to end the call, if I want to leave the call, I can always go to, okay, we saw how we record. Let me leave, now to end this call, let me maximize a bit. To end the meeting or to end the call, there's this option for end. This is what ends the meeting. Are you seeing it on your end? I can end the meeting there. Now, I'm going to end the Google Meet, but before I end it, someone had asked, how do I share my screen on Google Meet? How do I share my screen on Google Meet? Let me just demonstrate that real quick. Now, the same icon for sharing in Zoom is the same icon we use in Google Meet. This right here. You just tap on this icon. At the moment, I'm sharing my screen, but if I wasn't, I would tap on this, then it would ask me, what do I want to share? Are we together? Miriam, it's like your arm is up again. You have a submission. Docus Appeal, you're saying, do these things only apply while using the computer laptop? The same approach we are using on the computer is the same we'd use for a phone. The same approach. These icons are there on the phone if you open your app. And we said, at least before we end this class today, one of us is going to create a meeting, you share, and we join. If you have these apps, you'll be able to see it's the same, just that the icons might change a bit, but it's not different. Okay, can we have a volunteer who would want to create a meeting and share with us? Then we join. I can close this meeting, then someone creates a meeting, they share, then we join. Who wants to do that for us? A volunteer wants to do that for us. You create a meeting, you share maybe something on your phone, then we follow. Can we have that? Anyone. Come on, guys. We have been here for more than... Please feel free to create, you share. Let only one person share. We just want to see that we can create the meetings. We are waiting for the link. Luvale, please, you can talk to us. Okay, Miriam is going to try. Luvale, you want to talk to us, please? Share. You're free to talk. Luvale, we can't hear you. Luvale, what's happening? Now, okay, so I'm going to close this meeting. Joshua Lubega has shared it. So I'm going to close this meeting, and I want us to try and join Joshua Lubega's. Okay.
Thank you for allowing me.
Okay. Lubega, you can try and share something on your screen such that we see how we.
And you also take control of the microphones.
Okay. Joshua Lubega, can you try and share something on your screen such that we see if you're able to share? Okay, members, let's at least I can see we have been able to work with Google Meet. Now let's try Zoom. And we can call it a day. Okay. Okay, let me share the link. Okay, members, let's finish with Zoom. I've shared a link and I beg that we join it, then we can conclude the class. Otherwise, so far I can see we are able to create the meetings. We need to practice on how we share the links, etc. Let's join the Zoom link I've just shared, this right here. So we are now, members, don't forget to turn off your camera unless you want us to see you. Can you hear me? Can we try Zoom? Are we there? Ladies and gentlemen, are we there? Okay. So you notice there's no big difference between Zoom and Google Meet, right? You notice the same way you joined here is the same way you joined Google Meet. The icons don't change much. I can be able to see the chat here. I can see Florence Among is already commenting. The interfaces don't change much. Okay. Let me share my screen. Such that you're able to see what I'm talking about. Okay. So I hope you are seeing you're seeing the screen. Are we seeing the screen? Are you seeing what I'm sharing?
Yes, we are seeing.
Okay, let me just share some of this. Okay, let me share some of this. Let me share some of this as we conclude. Let me share a screenshot of what I want us to go through. Okay, so you notice, okay, let me open this. Yes, this is what I needed. Okay, so here we go. You notice with Zoom, the people who are in the meeting display on top here. And with Zoom, people join automatically. It's not like Google Meet where you have to let them in. So these are the people here. At the bottom here, I can turn on my microphone. Okay, I hope you've seen on your end where you turn on and off the microphone. I can turn on my camera. I can see the participants. I can see the chat. I can send a reaction. I can send the info. This is where I click and I find the links I can share. And if I want to end the meeting, I use this. Okay. So you notice once you can work with okay, I think I'll have to mute the participants. Can we mute members? Can we mute? So basically that's it. Apofia says Google Meet is easier. So basically that's it. Are there any questions as we wind up? Are there any questions as we wind up? I hope we are together.
Yes, we are together, sir.
Okay. So you should be able to turn off your camera. I notice most of you have left your cameras on. I don't know if it's you just want you're doing it knowingly or unknowingly. Those who have your cameras on, are you doing it knowingly or unknowingly? We don't want you to show us things which you wouldn't want us to see. Some of you are. Okay. I'd want us to wind up this session. Are there any questions, please? So in summary, let's conclude. In summary, we have been looking at video conferencing softwares or communication softwares. We said these are usually used. I hope you're seeing my screen. Are you seeing the notes I'm sharing?
Yes, I'm seeing.
Okay. So we can use this for online meetings, virtual classrooms, e-learning, webinars, remote collaboration, etc. Okay. We have already used today we have used these applications for our class. Those who joined late, we said we can have Zoom, we can have Google Meet. All these are video conferencing softwares. Microsoft Teams, we can work with Skype, etc. But these don't differ much in operation. If you can work with Zoom, you can also work with Google Meet very easily. We have been able to look at Zoom and Google Meet in this class, and I hope it wasn't hard. We went through a step-by-step guide on how to create a Google meeting. We saw the different ways. We said for you to join these meetings, you should have an internet connection. We came to Zoom. We said you need to download the Zoom app. You can get it via the Play Store. You can get it via the App Store. And we are saying you can also get it via the Microsoft Store. Okay, after getting it, you need to sign in via email or Google or Facebook. We saw how to do that. You can create a new meeting. You can be able to turn off your video and on, and you can start a meeting. Participants can be invited via a link that can be sent on WhatsApp, SMS, email. For our case, I've shared this on WhatsApp, right? You can also create a Zoom meeting by scheduling it using your calendar, just the way we did this in Google. Okay. What do participants need? Someone to join my Zoom meeting can either have the Zoom app installed or they can join via the browser, as long as they have been shared the link and they need an internet connection. Now here is what we need to know about Zoom. Zoom is usually paid for, but it gives us 40 free minutes. That means if I have a meeting of about 120 minutes, that means I'll have to break it down into how many? 3 sets of 40 minutes. So whenever the 40 minutes are ending, I reshare. You can also mute all members to cancel the noise. Zoom is also a video conferencing or communication software just like Google Meet, and we have seen these. Are there any questions as we conclude this session? We have been here for over 2 hours and a half. The session has been recorded. And I'm going to share this. Can we wind up? Are you on the same page? Okay. Are there any questions as we wind up? I don't know which one have you found better than the other. Which one would you choose, Google Meet or Zoom? Apophia would choose Google Meet. Okay. Ahab has chosen Zoom. So it all comes down to preference. It all comes down to preference. Samuel, Google Meet. Ronald says, let me see what Ronald is saying here. Okay, let me go through the chat quickly. Let me go through the chat quickly. Florence, we are on. Tom Shange says Google Meet is easier. Now, how can I connect Google Meet and Zoom? These two are totally different. It's Emmanuel who asked. Emmanuel Okia, you asked, how can I connect Google Meet and Zoom? You asked that here. These two are totally different, Okia. I can only use one at a time. Is that clear? Then Miriam says, I really failed to send the link on Zoom. Miriam, which link are you talking about? You failed to create a link on Zoom? Miriam, are you there? Are we there?
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah, you said you failed to create a link, a Zoom link.
Yes, I failed to create it on Zoom.
Are you seeing my screen?
Yeah.
Do you see my Zoom window, the one that's opened and the chat and everything?
The Zoom window. Where there is, I'm the only thing that's where there is microphone, camera, and then chat.
No, I'm seeing what I'm sharing. Do you see what I'm sharing?
Sharing on that group.
What I'm presenting. Are we seeing, are you members seeing what I'm presenting?
Yes, we are seeing that.
Do you see my Zoom window? Do you see the Zoom itself? Okay. Okay, let me just take you back on how we share a Zoom link. We say to share your Zoom link. Let me share this. I hope you're seeing my screen now.
Yes.
Now we said if you're using your phone, actually somewhere on your phone you should see where you see more here.
Yeah. Let me write it because I put it, but I wasn't understanding.
Okay, let me reopen this.
No, I wish to where more was.
Okay, now when you get to more, right here, this right here, once you tap on the more, these options will pop up. You should see record, you should see docs, etc. But under that, there's a section that reads meeting info.
Mine wasn't displaying that.
You could share a screenshot of what was being displayed, maybe. All you will share later, because now you may not be able to share.
I'll share later.
Yeah, but once you tap on meeting info, that's where you can get the link. Yeah, and that's the link you can share to other people. Yeah. Okay, I'm going through your chats, then we close the group. Then Sarah says, thank you for this class. I wish all lectures were done this way. I don't know about that. It depends on the rest's preference. Then we come to, okay, Sarah Mwesugwa said both Google Meet and Zoom are fine. Someone prefers Google Meet. Ronald says he has failed to find the icon for raising up the hand. Now for Google Meet, you can just send a reaction. I mean, for Zoom, you can send a reaction. You can send a reaction instead. Okay. Then Google Meet is best to me. They are all fine. Google Meet. There's no good because you are free to join. No need to allow a host. That's Florence. We weren't disturbed by network when using Google Meet, but on Zoom, we have been disturbed. Okay, that could be an observation. Okay, so Samuel says maybe Zoom is more network hungry, internet hungry. It uses more internet resources. How can I mute microphones in case the participants have failed? There's always an option to mute all. Let me show you that option. Let me show you that option as we conclude. There's always an option to mute all. Once you tap on participants, let me show you that option. Someone asked, how do we mute all? Let me show you that option. Let me show you that option. Let me show you that option, how we mute all. Now, both Google Meet and Zoom have an option to mute everyone in case the hosts fail to mute themselves. I mean, in case the people joining the meeting are not responsible enough to mute. I hope you see my window. Are we seeing my window? When I open up Zoom and I tap on participants, okay, first of all, I'm able to see all the participants who are active in my meeting. So at this time, I have these 32. If I tap on the, I have an option to mute. I hope you can see. If someone's camera is on, I can turn them off here. If their microphone is on, I can turn it off from here. That's individually. But I can also tap on mute all, and everyone's microphone will be off. I hope that has been answered. I hope that has been answered. Okay, then I'm just going through for the lesson. On behalf of students, we're indeed grateful. However, there are some students who have not been. Okay, this is I don't know the name of this person. They say they are called ITEL. Thank you so much. However, there has been students who have not been online. I feel they need this knowledge. If possible, may you create another session any day to help them as well. Thanks. Okay, your submission is right. But as I said, this session has been recorded fully. Everything we are doing is being recorded. So even when we don't have an actual session, the recording will be there. The recording will be there, and I'm going to share. Okay. Thank you, Apofia, for your submission. I've seen that. Okay, I think we can wind up. Oh, just a minute. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the message area as we wind up. Plus. Okay, members, you can okay, I'm seeing the comments. Yeah. Okay, Tom Shange says you want to appreciate the patience. Okay, thank you. Oh, thank you. Okay, members, can we have the final submissions? If you have any, then we can call this off. If you have any extra questions, you can as well drop them. You can raise your hand, or you can turn on your mic and talk to us. Yeah, now as The reason we have had an online meeting today is you guys told me most of you had traveled for the elections and all that, and to cater for everyone, those around and those who are away. That's why we had the online meeting. So still tomorrow, we'll have the online meeting. Since actually tomorrow, I think most of you will have left. If we still have the internet on, because there are speculations that the internet may go off, but if we have it on, we'll meet online, such that next week when we meet again, we have covered at least enough. So that will depend on the availability of the internet. Okay. Do you have any other questions? If there are no questions,
Because I see this computer thing is more hands-on, like you do practical.
yeah, sure.
I don't find the time to take notes like that. So I'm like,
Okay, as I said, the session has been recorded, so you may not have to worry about noting down. The whole session is recorded. I'm going to put it up on the YouTube channel, and you'll access everything there, even when